2028, one Big Mac will equal $1 million. From the Gospel of John McAfee. Bro, just learn to code. The Project Freedom Podcast.
Skipping the stream, guys. Boom. Welcome to the Project Freedom Podcast, episode number 36, where I talk very, very fast on the introduction because I sat there for 20 minutes pretending like I was live, even though I was not. And I was wondering, nobody is responding to anything. Is my show going to zero? What's going on? And then I realized I forgot to press the Go Live button, guys. Wow. Tisk tisk. Let me check in with the chat. Artur, what's up? What is up, my friend? Good to see you. Saperchinsky says, Sam saying yes sticker. Yes. Wait, Emery Crypto saves lives. Yes. Sam Perchinsky, fire sign emojis. Yes. Firings 4. What's up, guys? Feeling extra shadowy tonight. Yes. X2. Wait, Emery, LOL. Alex Cantazos, what is up? And yes, indeed, LOL, because, yeah, I sat there for quite some time, guys, and I thought that I was live, but I really, really, really was not. And now, I'm behind schedule, and I'm extraneously, not even sure if that was the right word to use, hungry. So, yes, Exponent Chill, I did get the soundboard. Indeed, I did. And I also got some extra powerful blue blocking shades for these giant-ass lights over here. Like, this thing is like, it's an LED light, but I swear, brother, if you look at it, it feels like it's producing heat. All right, what if I turn it, like, really dark, like a shadowy? Is this too shadowy if I turn it extra dark like this? How about that? Would I be too much of a shadowy supercoder if I turn it this dark? Well, guys, watch this, guys. I'm going to turn it super bright. Oh my God. You guys can see Sam sitting in the back right now, but if I turn it down, you can no longer see him. And I can turn it red. But looks like this. All right, hold on, guys. Wow, it's like being in a hot tub. I don't like it that bright, guys. I'll be honest with y'all. Let me turn this like 555K. All right, I'll just put like this. Yeah. All right, perfect. Wow, that's perfect. Perfect, guys. Perfect. All right. Now back to the clown show. Do you have Oni-chan in that soundboard? No, I don't. I do not. I'm trying to figure out what arsenal of soundboard clips I want to have. But I'll play all three of them for you guys in rapid succession. So,
do you deny that our leader is the most benevolent and wonderful leader in all?
Right, here's my favorite so far. And then obviously, the clown horn. I feel like a clown after just sitting there and talking to myself for 20 minutes. Holy smokes. Guys, I was supposed to talk about not being a Wagey anymore. But man, I don't even know if I want to go and recite that entire thing again. In all honesty, guys, listen, I've talked about this before, but I don't want to harp on it forever and ever and ever. But the truth is, guys, this whole like thing where you're told from literally the day that you were born, right when you came out the womb, and you had to go to pre-K or whatever it is that you did, you gotta be in the classroom at 8 a.m. precisely, because if not, you're gonna get written up. And then you gotta only spend approximately 37 and a half minutes at lunchtime, because if not, you're gonna get written up, okay? And then when the bell rings at 1 o'clock, you're gonna be right back in the classroom, and then
you gotta go immediately back to the classroom, and then when a bell rings at 3:30, then you can go wait in line for an hour, and then hopefully your mommy and daddy will come and pick you up, and it's gonna be great. And then you're gonna go home, and then you're gonna have to do homework for about 3 hours, and then you're gonna
All right, so basically when you go to school as a kid, unless you were homeschooled, if you're homeschooled, good on your fucking family and good on you for doing that. If you're homeschooled, it's probably pretty different for you. But in all honesty, guys, we're all taught, everyone was taught because of how this parentheses system in parentheses was set up. You're all taught essentially from day one to be a Wagey. Now, don't freak out. I know it sounds like a CONSPIRACY, but bear with me. What if, guys? Shh, hold on. Let me be quiet. What if I told you guys that there was many ways to support yourself financially other than to just be a 9-to-5 Wagey and to go inside and sit at a cubicle all day long where you essentially get pimped by a company because they're making 2 to 3 times as much money off of your work than you actually are. Oh, and then also the government gets to take 30% of it because you're a W-2 employee. However, if you were a 1099 contractor or literally any other sort of corporate entity, you wouldn't have to pay that much taxes because you could spend your money back into the company and you could subsidize it. Wow. No fucking way, right? No way. So you're telling me, I know what you guys are saying. You're telling me there's a different way to do it other than to literally go wake up at 6 a.m, commute for an hour into a very bad traffic jam, and then from there go to an office where you have to go to like 18 meetings that are completely just kind of like a waste of time, and then you have to go and run, and most likely in your lunch break you're not going to actually sit down and eat lunch because all of us were all and guys, I know how this works because I used to be a 9-to-5 Wagey who worked at a cubicle where we have administrative things that need to be taken care of in life, like going to the doctor, like repairing a flat tire, like literally almost any one quadrillion septillion things that could come up in your life that will require you to do something that you can't do after work because everything's closed during working hours. So you have to like rush to do it at lunch, come back. Maybe you finish all your work for the day, so now you have to literally sit at your desk and twiddle your thumbs because God forbid you relax after you finish all the work that you're required to do, because they don't want you to only do what you're paid to do. They want you to do more than what you're actually paid to do. They want basically, guys, hear me out. What if I told you that most companies and corporations, especially if you're a Wagey, expect you to do more work than when you're actually paid? I know, crazy, right? They would never do that. These people would never do those things, right? People are, because they care about you just as much as the GOVERMENT. We know how much the GOVERMENT means to you. Alvaro Castro Sid says, "Is that Sam?" And then Sam says, "That is my tremendous lats." Yes. Write it up. Yes. Sparkletooth LMAO. Yes. Andrew K, do you have a HAS pass, young man? A hall pass? I knew what you meant, my friend. Do you deny that working as a W-2 on-site employee is the most benevolent and wonderful way to make money as a person?
Do you deny that our leader is the most benevolent?
I mean, God forbid that someone would point out the obvious here. But yeah, guys, most of these people are trying to extract the most value out of you and the most time out of you in literal physical life energy to make money. All right. So if you want to change that and flip that over onto your benefit, what I've noticed, honestly, guys, with working with people over in DD, a lot of people feel guilty for trying to flip the script. Now, why they feel guilty for trying to flip the script, I don't know. Well, I know, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't try to feel guilty for you trying to extract as much money out of a business that is literally trying to do the exact same thing out of you, all right? And I'm talking about, like, if you are working for a corporation or some sort of corporate entity. Because, guys, like, in all honesty, you can work for a corporation and not live a shitty life, all right? There's ways to do it, and these legacy companies are waking up more and more now than they ever were before, and because people are literally leaving, like they're quitting. We literally have a labor shortage. And I know in the news you're hearing things like, oh, it's all these like service industry stuff. It is the service industry, but it's not just the service industry, all right? Okay? This is literally at all levels of industries. This is service industry, professionals, super professionals, so like, people who have like prestige titles and positions. Because people are starting to realize, and there's a reason. There's several reasons why people are starting to realize this, but the number one reason, and I don't think people actually have realized, I don't think people put two and two together to actually realize like that this is the reason yet. And maybe we should save that. Talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second, but we'll talk about the reasons that people actually realize, the things that people are actually realizing that is wanting them to no longer work at these places. So let's just talk about like what's going on in the environment. There's the invisible thing in the air, right? Because of the invisible thing in the air, everything was shut down, and essentially we were given free USD Biden airdrops into our bank accounts, right? Everyone was getting excess of money, and then they're being told they don't have to pay rent. Meanwhile, with the endless amount of cash at the FEDERAL reserve, they're basically printing money into oblivion. And so now people are not working and they're having excess of cash. And it's like, yes, it's confetti money, but currently you can still use the confetti money, right? So what happens, guys, if you give someone a bunch of heroin over and over and over again, and then you take it away? They're like, no, I'm going to go back doing that heroin stuff, right? And so when you're giving people free money and you're basically subsidizing their life for them, and then those people think about, why should I go back to that wagey job? I literally got less money than when I was there, and at the same time, I am more free to do what I want, right? At least they think that they're free. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about the people who are going to be in for a starch reality check in the next year or so, all right? I'm assuming it's going to be a year or so. So that's reason number one. People are getting taken care of, and they're not having to worry about how to take care of themselves because Daddy Goverment is taking care of things for them. All right. Andrew K. says, give them nothing and take from them everything. Yes, that is exactly the type of mindset you need to have, especially if you're going to utilize the services of working for a company or a corporation, because that is exactly how they think about you. Literally. Not a lie. I'm not trying to be facetious. All it takes is a little bit of like logical processing and observation at the way that you were treated if you're in those positions, in order to kind of suss this kind of stuff out. Now, that is being turned on its head very quick, and now that people are so desperate for workers, especially if you have a knowledge-based skill,
Especially if you learn how to code, bro.
especially if you have a knowledge-based skill that most people in the world don't have, and they desperately need you to do it, and at the same time, everyone is quitting, so they don't want you to quit. or they know that if you do quit, they're going to have to go and find another person that knows how to do that, which chances are pretty slim, especially if it's like nuanced, right? And what you guys will notice is that people that are either hiring or working at companies. And guys, I've noticed this personally with literally people who are very literally close to me within a number of feet. I've a lot of people in developer direction in the group. I've been noticing it there. Like, all right. And then obviously, people that I talk to and people that I've heard account of some things going on. Corporations starting to get desperate, especially the legacy corporations that don't really contribute a whole lot, and they just kind of got to where they were because of a lack of competition in the market. And there's that would literally be a whole nother episode to have to explain. And that also, some people might say if I talked about that not all that's true. But I believe it is, and I believe I could have evidence shown. Chick-fil-A delivery says rawr. Rawr indeed, my friend. Chick-fil-A delivery, I need to give you mod. Let me see if I can do that through here. Let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? I think I can do it like this. Hold on. No, I could put you in timeout, though. Hide users in this channel, put them in timeout. Where is that? Why can't I just throw the wrench to you? Can I throw the wrench to you, feller? Your boy Cliff says, pimp or be pimped. Like Mod says, yeah. Literally, guys, you got to pimp or be pimped. All right? You have to pimp or be pimped. But what else is going on? And this is the part that I was talking about that I was like, okay, I'll explain later. I don't really think a lot of people actually have started. I don't think people have actually realized consciously that this is the case. But I think they're either feeling it or through some sort of like subconscious mechanism, they're starting to realize that essentially, like, let's just say you get paid a six-figure. Let's say you paid exactly $100,000 a year. A lot of people would seem to be a lot of money. All right, well, if you're a W-2 employee, they're gonna basically take about 30% of that, and then you have to pay for your insurance. And that's like, I don't know, anywhere between 1% to like 5%. And then you got to contribute to a 401k that you're literally forced to have if you're working at a certain place, some places, and then that's another like whatever percent you're allowing them to let you contribute. And what do you walk away home with after you're done? I don't know, like after taxes, like anywhere between like $6,000 to $7,000 a month, depending on like how high the salary actually is, right? And that's not bad, but when you think about it, if you actually were working literally 9 to 5 and you were having to drive somewhere for an hour, do chores for an hour during lunch, and then drive back. So you're basically working like 10-hour days. So you wake up at 6, you don't get home till like 8. All right. You barely get enough time to like go to the gym for 30 minutes and then, I don't know, brush your teeth. Maybe watch that one TV show that you wanted to watch. I don't watch TV, but I know people do, right? It's not good for you. It's not good for you at all to watch TV. But you start to realize, like, hey, I'm like, and again, guys, I'm not this old, but this is the consensus of what I'm starting to see happen. Hey, I'm in like my late 30s, and I mean, I have a good job. I have a degree. I have a PhD in underwater basket weaving, and I'm the CUBW, the chief underwater basket weaver at my company, and I make like $180,000 a year. But I don't really have a whole lot of money saved up. I maybe have like slightly over 6 figures in my 401k, but I can't really withdraw from that unless I want to take a huge tax hit. So, hopefully I can last to be 59 and a half or 62 and a half years old to be able to pay off my mortgage one day. People are starting to realize that they might not be able to have the financial stability and the comfort that they want literally until they are like too old to walk or potentially might be dead by then, right? And people are like, the amount of money I'm actually getting, it doesn't give me that kind of lifestyle that I want right now. It doesn't allow me to save it. because our currency is literally devaluing itself at the most rapid rate we've ever seen ever. So why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? If I'm not going to be able to like be that goal, that vision in my head of what I assumed I was going to be, and I would just be screwed either way, then why don't I just like spend time with my family or my kids or whatever it is in your life? In all honesty, guys, the biggest problem here, the biggest reason for that has to do with the fact that our currency is devaluing. Shh, hold on, guys. Talk really quiet now because the CBs might hear me, but I believe that has a lot to do with the fact that our currency is devaluing at a very, very rapid rate. But shh, don't tell anybody that I said that because I might get in trouble. Okay, so shh. But that's what I actually think the reason is for, guys. Ryan A says, just paid for Q4. Let's go, Moon Gang. All right. So, boom. There is something we can talk about right there. And not just talking about the crypto mindset course, but you guys all should go over to cultivatecrypto.com and check it out. The people in that course have literally made years worth of salary in a limited amount of time by just learning knowledge from a knowledge-based skill. So people are doing things like learning new things and realizing, oh my God, there's things that we can do outside of what I was told when I was in kindergarten was the only way to do it. And then people are getting a nice little taste of some freedom. And then they're doubling down on their thinking, wow, I'm never going back to I'm never going to go back to being that wage again. And I think that is just like quadrupling this process that is happening and unfolding in front of us. Your boy Cliff says MLD. What you mean? Oh, like from this comment earlier. Okay, pimp or be pimped, like Mod says. What you meant was MLD. Yes. Underwater what? LOL. Underwater basket weaving. Yes, I have a PhD in underwater basket weaving. Underwater basket weaver, very sought after. Yes, guys. Yes. You'd pay for one? Yes. Yes. The underwater basket weaving rate of exchange is approximately $999 per hour. Except if we were to adjust that for inflation, obviously it would be like $9,099 per hour. But you know, 2028, one Big Mac, $1 million. So saith our Lord and Savior, John McAfee. May God rest his soul. What else are people doing? Hold on 1 second. Celsius almost hit 650. What is that right now? Don't get me wet, dude. All right, sorry, guys. Stop the stream. I'm freaking out. Freaking out. My bags. 641. All right. Nice. Very nice. Nice. Excuse me, gentlemen. I have to go change my pants now. I'm just kidding. What else are people doing? They're starting to realize that you can have well, actually, let me take a step back here. People are realizing that some of them have skills that are a lot more sought after than what they had made it appear to be before. Some people are learning that they can literally go and learn new skills and essentially have like write their own plane ticket, I guess would be the analogy. Be able to write their own check, I guess you could say. Because the skills that they already have or that they can learn, very few people in society have those abilities. And with more and more people leaving the workforce and checking out, they're becoming even more of an asset than they prior were. Let's talk about just some basic things that you can do. For example, literally a utility repair person. Literally a utility repair person. So, regardless of what's going on, if you have a toilet, all right? If you have a toilet and your toilet's broken and your toilet is spewing shit onto the ceiling, and now living in your house has become a health hazard. You most likely aren't going to invest like the multiple days or months or however long it would take for you to learn like to be a plumber, and you're most likely going to pay for one, right? That is what we call a knowledge-based, quote-unquote, hard skill that once you have, people can't really take away from you. And do you think that when the virus first kind of like locked everyone down, that people stopped pooping? No, right? Same person is starting to realize, wait a second, I was confined to the city, but now I could just go wherever I wanted. Wait, so you mean to tell me that people in France poop too? No way. Crazy conspiracy to think that people in France would also have an anus that they would have to poop out of, right? Actually, people in France have bidets, so plumbers might get even more money over there. $6.43. Beautiful. I love it. When it breaks over $8.04. It's over. It's going to fucking $1 trillion. Ryan says, once crypto pumps in Q4, I'm going to pay for the 1-year dev pass. Delicious. We'll definitely see you in there, my friend. Black Sheep says, your Bitcoin moon looks beautiful tonight. Thank you. I can actually adjust the brightness on it. I'm trying to get that perfect shade of brightness on it. But if you say it looks beautiful, thank you. I guess it's good enough, right? Michael T. Michael says, have you bought Hex and are you going to be in Q4? I have bought Hex several times and I do not hold any Hex at all right now. Literally right now. Infinitely right now. Actually, I might have some Hex in an old MetaMask wallet that I literally can't unlock because I don't know where my seed phrases are. Which also have a very special NFT there. The NFT is not extremely expensive or anything like that. It's just special to me. But maybe I can find it. No. Michael T. Michael, to answer your question, well, I guess, have I bought Hex before? Yes, I have several times. And recently, when it was slightly going past about 8 cents, I basically acquired a little bit of a free Ethereum from it, and then I was out. So yes, Ryan A says, I got that Hex at 0.7 cents. Congratulations. I wish I had that soundbite. I actually do. I need to plug it in here. Congratulations. Andrew K., would you consider being a pilot of specialized scale, excluding work for a major airline? Yeah, dude. Absolutely. I would definitely consider that to be a specialized, quote unquote, hard skill. And guys, I see this chat bubble right here. The chat bubble. I've had to do that manually. I'm using OBS now, and I actually found a fix to this. I just couldn't have enough time to implement it today. But I actually had to program the chat from YouTube, put it into its own source. I don't know if you guys know anything about OBS. I had to put it into its own source bubble, and then I actually had to install a plugin that steals the functionality of Streamlabs, the thing that Streamlabs does, and then port it into that window. Anyway, it's a giant pain in the ass. So it doesn't always work right because I have to literally redo it before every stream, and it looks like it's not showing all of your text right now, so I apologize. But yes, Andrew, I would definitely consider that to be a specialized skill. Now, you got to think about this too. Like, just like you said, excluding working for major airlines. So there's probably benefits and drawbacks to working like as a private pilot and to a major airline. So I guess the biggest drawback would be if they don't want you to work because they have to like quote unquote SHUT things DOWN, shut it down. Your ability to work would be at the whims of a third party, right? However, at the same time, if things were all fine and dandy, that third party could very well supply you with an abundance of work, right? But yeah, absolutely, man. Like that's how many people do you know to fly? I know two, and they're both family members. All right, that's the only reason why I know two pilots, because they're both family members. But other than that, I don't know a single person who knows how to fly outside of family members. And yeah, until we get like floating spaceships, I'm venture to say that's probably a hard skill that's going to stay around for some time. And even if we do get floating spaceships, hey, you could just go ahead and learn how to pilot a spaceship, right? Sam Perchinzi says, my first hex buy was at 0.007 cents. Paulo Busca says, what percent of people are entrepreneurs to intrapreneurs? I don't think everyone can be one. Some just get it. Yeah, I'd say definitely. I'll talk to you directly, Pablo, since you're sitting right there right now. I don't think everyone can be an entrepreneur, because I just think that like some people literally don't have. You remember we talked last night about like the competency scale. I think some people are underneath a 5 out of 10 on the competency scale, and they just can't even have enough competency to like take care of themselves, let alone take care of a business. But what percent of people? Yeah, probably like Pareto's, probably like 80-20. Probably 20% of people can, and 80% of people can't. Maybe we can be like 75-25. Who knows? I don't know.
Do you deny that our leader is the most benevolent and wonderful?
That there are Pareto principles in this world? Chick-fil-A Delivery says, I hope P-Hex will be at E-Hex launch price from 2 years ago. That would be pretty nice, right?
Do you deny that our leader is the most benevolent and wonderful?
Chick-fil-A Delivery, are you denying? Are you denying that it's not going to be the same price? Andrew K says the aviation industry is all tied to the economy and based in seniority. Is that a good or a bad thing? I guess as far as the seniority part goes, that would be a bad thing. But like, okay, so obviously it's tied to the economy, so more people are going to be flying if they're making more money. But dude, don't people have to fly for business regardless? Let's pretend like the parentheses, invisible ENEMY in parentheses didn't actually exist, and people were just allowed to just like go where they wanted whenever. I don't think that there would still be like a shortage of like people who need to fly, because people still need to fly just for like for all kinds of stuff. Chia. But yeah, again too, that's like, excuse me, let me adjust myself over here for you fellas. Again too, that's if you're leaving it in the hands of a third party. What if you were like one of those private pilots that like willingly flies other people's planes for them, whatever they need their personal planes flown? That would probably be pretty cool, right? And you could probably charge a lot more, and you wouldn't have to get butt raped by being a W-2 employee, because you could just start an LLC or an S-Corp or some kind of corporation where you could utilize the tax benefits and breaks that are given to you from the GOVERMENT. Alex Contazza says spaceship. Yes. Tmichael, how do you generate cash flow on the internet? Good question. read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and look at the 4 quadrants. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually a good book. How about you just start delivering pizzas? No, but seriously, guys. Sorry. Hold on. So I got to stop being a clown. How do you generate cash flow on the internet? There's several different ways, man. First of all, you could learn to code, and then you could literally do small bits of code for people frequently. However, that wouldn't be quote unquote passive. In all honesty, guys, there's nothing that's truly quote unquote passive. Like even like I've been a realtor before, guys, right? Most of you guys know that. My other viewers know that. I've been a realtor before, and trust me, there's nothing passive about it. It's actually pretty active. But let's just say you're deploying some kind of script for people that you basically have to change the code, like you have to change like 3 lines every time you deploy for someone else. Something that you made, right? Perfect example. You just, whenever someone hits you up and needs you for it, all right, $100, boom. What else can you do? You can utilize a bunch of different yield farming protocols and cryptocurrency. I mean, that's just one way to make cash flow over the internet through crypto. There's a bunch of different ways to do that. You could also help You could also help partake in advertisement. Like there's like you guys, the guy that we're talking about in the hot tub essentially made $30,000 a month from Google ads. And he just basically like ran people's advertisement. Like he was their advertisement service, right? Like he basically handled all their advertisement needs for them, right? Right? Yeah, so that, I mean, there's one way right there. Guys, there's so many different ways, tmichael, but basically, like, obviously crypto is that's a given for anyone and everyone, but you got to ask yourself, like, what are you good at, and what skill do you have that other people don't? And then when you realize what that is, you can find a way to monetize that through the internet, because there more than likely is multiple ways for you to do that. San Francisco, is that a VIRU $ emoji? Is that an amoeba? I think I know what that's meant to be. It's the invisible thing. Andrew Cases, but once you get the correct licenses and get your own plane, I can start my own airline. Yeah, that would be pretty baller, right? Pretty baller for you to do that, right? And like, again, pilots get paid good money. Maybe I didn't mention that. Pilots get actually paid really good money. And as long as people are going to need to fly, you would have a skill that a majority of society does not have, right? Where you could work for yourself and people could literally come to you because they need you more than you need them. Fido says, you can teach people to fly too. Boom. Exactly. If you're good enough at it and you're also good at teaching, you could literally teach people the same skill that you have, because people are going to want to have that skill because they're going to want to have the freedom and the ability that you have, right? Michael Timo says, I know how to code. I'm a CS major / code monkey. That's right. I do remember that you are a CS major. I do remember this. Then yeah, dude, I mean, you know, there's all kinds of different things you could do. Like, literally, Michael Tmichael, I would pay you to write scripts for my OBS because I quite frankly don't have the time to, and I don't fucking want to. Something like that. If you found something nuanced enough, like a subset of something that you can do and you have the time to do and you can deploy it easily, literally just do exactly that. Andrew K says, seniority is only bad for the young pilots. Flight schedules and furloughs. But there is a huge wave of retirement coming. The boomers. Some more positions will be open. Wait a second. How do you know that the BOOMERS are going to be retiring soon? I don't know. Actually, I wouldn't depend on it now with the news that Social Security is going to run out. You know what else, you guys? Let me see if I can find this. Hold on, guys. I hate to stop the stream, but I guess it kind of has something to do with it, in the sense that, to the point earlier what I was saying, that people are starting to literally realize, like, hey, like, the amount of money I'm getting paid is not worth me literally getting, like, bent over and treated like a WAGESLAVE. Being primarily subconsciously done to people because of the fact that their dollar is not worth literal diddly squat anymore. Speaking of that, you know that thing, right, guys? That dollar thing? I would like to present to you guys something new. Why can't I open a second tab? What do you... Man, this is crazy. This is crazy, bruh. Shit. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Let me fix this. Hold on, guys. Patience is a virtue. Okay. Patience. I will use a separate browser. Don't worry, gentlemen. Put that in there. All right. Now let's see. Let me take Mr. Andrew K's message away from here real quick. All righty. All righty, partner. Okay, guys. 1 second. Let me see. Mac monitor. Can I press this button and you guys can see this? All right, great. Gray screen. That's exactly what I want you guys to see. Let's see, guys. Let us see. move this around to the most optimal point. All right. How can I not get this in the way of my face? Well, I guess it's going to go right over my face. All right, that's fine. Let it go over my face. Lo and behold. All right, guys, check this out. No, I do not want to sign up for your newsletter. Please leave me alone. All right, so guys, check this out. The wheels come off as economic growth craters. NYFED, you know, those Fed people, suspends its GPD tracking model. Now, why would they do that? Why would these people, why would the Fed suspend their tracking model for GDP? Not GPD. GDP. Why would they do that, guys? Anyone want to take a guess? I don't know. Let's see if we can find any information. If you guys happen to not believe me and you think this is just kind of like something, you know, maybe we can try to dive in here and see. So while Q2 was the best quarter for the economy in decades, in Q3 it's now widely accepted that as we wrote a month ago, the wheels came off as a result of a sudden negative change. One doesn't have to look too hard to find out why. Between today's catastrophic jobs reports, and again, guys, to the point earlier that I was talking about, literally people not working anymore. It's not a joke. Like, it's an actual thing that's actually happening. The near recorded plunge in consumer confidence, the troubling contraction in retail sales, which, guys, there's all kinds of craziness going on all over the place. And it just kind of just goes into specifics, but the whole point of this article, guys, is to show y'all that these people, the Fed has taken away your ability they've taken away transparency. And they've already done that before. They've kind of like hid the M1 and M2 money velocity supplies. They did that with one of them. They hid the M2 supply within the last year. But point blank example right there. Eli says 5 million USDC in sell at 8% equals 400K a year. Yep. That's at 8.88% APY too. There's been times where they've done 12, 13%. So perfect example. Like, you can literally yield farm safely on a platform that pays you passive income just from allowing them to be the custodian of your assets. In your case, thanks, Josh. Airplane emoji, official retirement age for pilots is 65. Yeah. Is that decent about the time for most people's retirements, is what Klaus Schwab would say. With the great economic reset, we will have many, many people retired age 3,000 because we cannot support them from the Social Security. That was a bad Klaus voice. Avro Castro Sid says sheet. Audio? What you mean? For the thing that I was sharing, it was just an article. But if you want to see it, Alex, it's on Zero Hedge website. And you can go and check that out if you want. But yeah, guys. The whole point of this is, I guess the real reason I decided to talk about this topic tonight was because in one of the DD webinars that we had last night, one of our guys was talking to us about some personal stuff, and he was basically saying like he felt guilty for not working all day long for his company and still getting paid even though he got the job done. Had to try to explain to him like that's wrong for you to feel that way because they most certainly aren't feeling like, what a company does, and maybe I've already said this like 3 times already, but what a company does, guys, is they benefit the most when they can pay you the least amount that they can and extract the most work out of you. And you got to realize when you're working, you're literally giving up your life force. You're literally giving up, especially if you're working on like by the hour. If you're being paid on an hourly basis, you are literally giving up your life force, which is comprised of a finite amount of energy inside of this flesh vessel that we have. Because guess what? We all die one day, And when you die, you're out of time. You see what I'm saying? So people are these places are literally trying to figure out how they can benefit from you by taking away by literally pushing you closer to death, by literally trying to take away as much of your life as possible. And when you try to explain to him, like, dude, like, this is like one of those things that you've just been programmed to believe and to think, because that's just how we were all raised. If you go back to the beginning of the episode, being in kindergarten, having to be there at a certain time, having to do this at a certain time, having to walk in line, having to learn about literally stupid things. Like, do you deny the fact that...
Do you deny that our leader is the most
benevolent?
benevolent?
The school system is not beneficial for people to actually become educated? No.
Do you deny that our leader is the most...
I would never deny such a thing. Anyway, guys. Is he good over there? Hurt himself? What'd you do? What's going on? What's going on? Guys, something's going on in my house right now. Oh, my God. What's going on? Are we going to die? Oh, no.
Do you deny that our leader is the most...
I don't deny him. I do deny. Who am I fucking kidding? I do deny that, like, everything that we were taught since we were little is, quite frankly, fucking retarded and asinine and completely illogical and makes no sense. But hey, if you want to continue to believe those things, like, more power to them. Whatever, all right? The truth is, guys, you don't have to feel guilty for trying to benefit yourself more than a corporation, because... First and foremost, they don't feel that way about you. They don't care. They always have. And they are, in most instances, more dishonest than you will ever be to them. All right? And I won't sit and harp on that all day long. I talked a lot about it in the webinar last night. I didn't want to give like a bad perception. But has anyone here ever seen the movie called The Office Space? There's this thing called the office space phenomenon where... As soon as your mindset kind of shifts and I'm not talking about people who's literally like working. I'm not talking about the Wojak that actually works in McDonald's, all right? People who actually have a valuable skill and could provide. The companies want you to do that. Oh, you want me to do that for you, but you only want to pay me a extremely tiny amount to where there's no point in me doing that. And you want me to come in and sit behind a desk and for what reason, I don't know. Like you want me to come sit behind a desk and you want me to drive for 2 hours a day, and all these other reasons why working inside of an actual site is dumb. Oh, you want me to do that? No. Surely you can just do that yourself. I'm sure you don't need me. You want me to code that for you? No, I'm sure you can just do it yourself. You can do it yourself, right? Don't worry about it. Right, you can do it yourself. No problem, right? Shane Minger says, what's up? What is up, my friend? Good to see you. Alex Contazos, my bad. For what? Oh, because the share thing? Okay. Andrew says, sup, Shane. Omichael Tebow says, what are the best books for learning crypto in order to create something with it? Don't read a book. Go to cultivatecrypto.com and literally sign up for the crypto mindset course that is going to launch in the next few days. If you don't if you don't believe me, go look at some like reviews on them. Go look at some of their YouTube videos. They've literally made millionaires with that course, and Charlie Miguel and MLD are all three people that I 100% know personally and I know are good people. And they don't need the money from the course. They're basically doing it to kind of like, guys, secretly they're doing it because they want more people to get into crypto. Shh. I'm just kidding. It's not a secret conspiracy, but they're essentially just like helping people legitimately. Shane Minger says, talk about work slavery, huh? Yep. Tom D. Facts. Shane Minger says, high school teaches you to be a factory worker. Yeah, all school does. It's crazy how that is, right? Andrew K says, does someone have a case of the Mondays? Oh, does someone have a case of Mondays? Because Office Space? Yeah. Peter from Office Space got super bass after the hypnotherapy session. Yeah, exactly. And then what happened after that? They literally gave him raises and more money, and he worked less. Literally. Tell me, why is that? Why do things just happen to work out that way? I don't know, guys. Could it be that could be the law of attraction? Or it could just be that's just how the universe works, right? Alas, guys, don't worry. instead of me spending the time to sit here all night long and tell you guys all the different things that you can do, other than things that I've already talked about, because people who are just checking in, I streamed to myself alone for 20 minutes. I pulled a Richard Hart and streamed to myself alone for 20 minutes on accident. I'm hungry, and I know that these gentlemen here want to go get some sushi, as we had plans to do so. Just realize, guys, your inherent value, just because you were born as a human, is more than literally being a slave behind a cubicle where you're paid a measly amount of pennies while someone else yield farms off of your life and your work. All right? It is September 3rd, so don't forget, guys, keep up with Spartan September. On Monday, I should probably talk about everything I've done so far in Spartan September. What? Brazen, what? Yes, Spartan September. I think I need to accomplish this weekend, guys. I have a guava plant that I need to make sure that I don't let die. And part of my Spartan September goal that I didn't tell you guys, because I just wanted to do it myself, was to yield farm a guava for my guava plant, but it needs to get a bigger bowl or else it's going to die, and I need to get dirt too. tmichael says, can you see my messages, or are they being blocked? I can see them. I do know that some weird stuff has been going on with the GOOGLE. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Good night. I'm going to go yield farm some sushi into my mouth, and then I'm going to laugh at all the Wageys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will